Saturday, 17 December 2022, and you can most probably hear the thunder in the background. It looks like we're going to have a storm here in the Lowveld, and this Skidmark is something different. This will be part of my collection of Stir the Pot Skidmarks. And many things is happening around us, and most irritating is the load shedding. And as you can see, I've got my cap on and it is there. And for those that want to have a better look, there you have it, clear for everyone to see. And I wear this cap with pride. Our country is falling apart. Nobody can deny that. My Skidmark I did on Eskom has gotten a few almost hilarious remarks, and the one I did about SAD, National Defence Force, also a few interesting remarks, and the one I did about Russia having the right to invade Ukraine and hunt those Nazis down. That one, I see the anti-Russia trolls has hit it. I'm just laughing. I look at those Ukrainian supporters and all their posts, and if you are careful and you focus, you can smell their fear. They are in deep shit. And Zelensky's time is up. That's for sure. This last interview that one of the prominent Western media had with that Ukrainian general, the general had all the time to speak. Zelensky just sat there with his lips zipped. I think the West has finally realized they backed the wrong horse, and they are heading for a serious fall. And now they're trying to find a soft spot to land. But let's stick to stirring the shit. I want you to look at this meme, and this is very applicable to South Africa. How do we know wolves are smarter than humans? Because wolves would never allow the dumbest ones to lead the pack. And the current fuck up there at Nasrec with the ANC is almost hilarious. And there, if you are alert, you can smell their fear. All this shit is coming back to bite them. Then you look at this one. Look at that meme. Beware the new generation. Now, for those that just give it a casual glance, look carefully what is hanging there between that fucking thing's legs. Look at that. That is part of our problem in the Western world. And then I get to South Africa and I get to my own personal position, and here is the load shedding schedule for today. Look at that cock there. From 1 until 3, then I'm back 9 o'clock tonight until 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. 4 hours, no power. And then it's back for 4 hours, and then it's off again for 2 hours on Sunday, and another 2 hours on that, so that's 4 hours in total. And then there's a break from 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock, and then it's another 2 hours, and then there's a break of about 6 hours, and it's again. This is what we have to live with. And we have to live with it because the voters in South Africa voted for this fucking stupid ANC. And that story that I used yesterday, and that clip I used yesterday where that racist posted on Twitter that blacks are the only race in the world with natural intelligence and they don't need to study or train for anything. They can be what they want without training, without experience, without qualifications. All that shit is now coming back and biting them big time. Eskom is falling apart. And that's what it is. And the nasty part of Eskom is going to be the reason for the fall of this government. This is what I tweeted earlier this morning. Prediction: Eskom will shed the ANC government. They are doomed and they know it. Eskom was the last real survivor from the old regime. Now that is also falling, and our people suddenly see everything else also failed. Their eyes are opening, but it's going to be too late for many people. Whenever a white person dared to warn someone or somebody about something going wrong in government, the 30% IQ 70 keyboard warriors was all over him or her with racist as their main response. Now we will see how racist it's going to be. They must just take note. Eskom's failure is just the beginning of the shit. Try and imagine when SASSA fails. Try and imagine when this government can't pay the salaries. I have mentioned in my Skidmarks about this National Defence Force, the fact that we've got so many generals. And I'm in a debate with a guy about that on Twitter. The fact remains, this is how this fucking ANC created jobs. Hundreds of thousands of government employees. Massive fucking salaries. Look at the salaries at Eskom. The average is 375,000 rand a year. That is, it's insane. But that is how they spread the wealth. And that is how they bought their support. With salaries, positions, ranks, and tenders. But all of that is now collapsing because the power is gone. You can be a politician and stand on the stage and talk a lot of cuck about apartheid and talk a lot of cuck about land and talk a lot of cuck about health and talk a lot of cuck about transport and all that shit. And that stupid voter standing there or sitting in the stadium will swallow that shit. Because you can say and paint the pictures as you like it. But you are fucked when it comes to the electricity. No amount of spin will put the lights on. Everyone in the stadium can see the fucking power is gone. The lights is off. Now they have a real problem. And then we get to this hilarious fuck up. Backboneless. This is how to describe Cyril. He's still preaching unity. Expel the RET forces. This is where Cyril slipped big time. Big time. When he became president, he had a fucking huge amount of goodwill from the public of South Africa in his pocket. And what did he do? He decided to be the president of the ANC instead of being the president of South Africa. And now he is paying for that shit. This RET gang has destroyed him. And everything is going to crumble and fall apart. He is not a strong leader. In his drive to maintain unity in the ANC, he has managed to destroy the ANC. And I like it. It is payback. And look at this cartoon. ANC elective conference. How would you like your bribe to be paid? And then the options are there. Cash or check, EFT, tap and go, e-wallet, SnapScan, brown envelope, Bitcoin. Look at it and cringe. But that is the fact and the reality. And then we get to this oak. Stephen, he made this tweet. And this was in response to the Cape Party's tweet about the Western Cape becoming independent. And this guy says something that I have been saying a long time. If you want support for self-determination, your best hope is to write letters for support to the last remaining Christian countries, Russia and Hungary. The West are not our friends. In Europe, they are villainizing us as white South Africans. Wake the fuck up. And how true is that? And I have responded to Ernst Roots on Twitter when he was visiting Europe. And I said, they better go and talk to the Russians. Putin is currently waging a fucking war because of this self-determination shit. But they waste their fucking time with a satanic West, so infested with the WEF that nowhere can you expect to get something real or something of value from them. They are a lot of Satanists. They support this gender confusion. They support the destruction of families. They support the destruction of churches. They are Satanists. South Africa, wake up. Stay away from the West. They are not our friends. They are the enemy. The West is the enemy. Get it into your head. The West is the enemy. And then he responded further and said, USA, UK and EU foreign policy is clear. They won't ever allow another country to become a rising power. South Africa was always a threat. The USA thrive on chaos. They dictate the rules. Russia is pro-multipolar. The West is pro-one world order. Wake up. That is the truth. So, this pot stir of mine today is not only for the fucking ANC, but as well for the white movements that wants self-determination for whites. Get your focus off the fucking West. The West is evil. Look what America has done to Europe now in front of your eyes. They destroyed European economy. Why? Because they wanted the European industries, because they fucked their own industries up with their green shit, and now they're stealing the industries from Europe. And that Ursula von der Crazy and her cabal in Brussels is helping them. Europeans are in deep shit. They're basically the same shit as us, the whites in South Africa. They didn't realize it yet, but it will get to them. Look at this. Like London in the UK, Frankfurt became the first German city to fall to replaces new colonial migration. What do human rights groups do about the Hanification in Tibet? They decry it. What do they do when criminal immigrants replace Europeans? They give them boats and dollars. And that is the truth. And they do the same. They are doing the same shit in England. England is gone. The UK is gone. White British are on the verge of becoming a minority group in their own country, and they will be fucking terrorized. Watch it. These immigrants, open your fucking eyes. It's young men, young virile men. They come there, well groomed, with cell phones and everything, and they're in your countries. They're waiting for their weapons, and they're going to take your countries over. Where? They are the WEF soldiers. Wake up, Europe, you are fucked. Where are those soldiers' weapons going to come from? Just look a little bit east, Ukraine. That's where the whole West is dumping the weapons that can be distributed to these WEF soldiers that is in your countries. Wake up. Look at this. Frankfurt becomes the first German city where natives are a minority. For the first time, more than half of Frankfurt residents now have a migrant background, according to official data from the city's Office Statistics and Elections. And there goes Frankfurt. Frankfurt is gone. London has become Londonistan. Frankfurt is going to become what? What is Frankfurt going to become? Let me know in the comments here. Europe is fucked with this immigration and they allowed it, and it's a WEF plan based on the Kalergi thing from 1924. White Europeans must be diluted. And all these young men that are streaming into your country, they are going to impregnate your women and breed a colored race which can be easily controlled by the WEF. You are fucked, Europe. And then we come back to South Africa, and this is hilarious Zapiro thing. And the truth, South Africa's investment drive. Against what background? Look at that. Ports is fucked, Eskom is fucked, Prasa is fucked, state hospitals is fucked, SAL is fucked, infrastructure fucked, mines fucked, and then we had the riots. That heap of trash, this fucking idiot wants people to come and invest in it, and there's no power. Good luck with that shit. And on that fucking note, I'm done now with this one. If you like it, give me a like, subscribe, share the thing, but never forget, open your eyes. There are forces out there that want you destroyed.